I welcome you here, and please, can you say a couple of words about priorities during German presidency of the European Union? What does it mean for Ukraine?
When it comes to German presidency priorities, I think I would not like to embark in a longer discussion on this, because I think this is more maybe a question to the German Ministry of Foreign Affairs or German authorities. But I think what I can say from our side, from the support group for Ukraine side, and I think this actually concerns all the EU institutions family, that Ukraine will remain on a very high agenda for the EU. There were already references to the EU-Ukraine summit. We are planning to organize this in October, of course, depending how the pandemic situation will develop. And we are currently preparing this internally. And obviously, then there are other formats like Association Council. Before the Association Council, there will be the presentation of Association Implementation Report and many other formats. Our cooperation, our relations are very, very close. So I think in that sense, this is expected to continue. I think that I would also like to say or reflect a little bit what Andri said about our engagement in the context of COVID-19 crisis. I think Andri was very correct to say that we have been the biggest donor to Ukraine in those very difficult times, 190 million euros he referred to, but I think I should also outline the macro financial assistance that we are now that we have basically already announced, of course, provided that Ukraine fulfills certain conditions. But we are basically on the way to agree this with the Ukrainian government, and then also make the disbursements based on the commitments and based on the agreed timeline. I think that on general issues, I would stop here. I mean, I could go on and have a long debate on many issues. I think all of the topics that were mentioned by Andri merit long and separate discussions. But I think that at this stage, I would not dwell longer on those issues. I had an agreement with colleagues of yours, Madam Moderator, before that I will speak also a little bit about the digital agenda and cooperation in this area. I don't know, should I do it right now, or should I wait and other colleagues to react, or as you wish? I'm in your hands.
You know, just a short question about the summit in October, EU-Ukraine summit. We do not know how the situation will evolve with COVID, but if it's not possible to do it in Ukraine, physically, will it be a video summit?
Well, I think that at this stage, I would not like to exclude any possibilities. Of course, the summit as such should be a physical summit. And as you probably know, 1 year it takes place in Kiev, and then other time it takes place in Brussels. This year it is turned for Brussels to host the summit. So the Ukrainian delegation should come over here, and then we would have the discussion here. But of course, if the pandemic situation changes dramatically on our side, then this will have an impact. What I can also say is that we have already had some quite high-level Ukrainian representatives in Brussels recently. Vice Prime Minister for European Integration and Euro-Atlantic Integration, Olga Stefanishyna, was in Brussels last week. And if I'm not mistaken, Andri can also correct me, Prime Minister Shmyhal is coming next week. So basically the visits in physical form already take place. And then when it comes to video meetings, I mean, this is really great thing for me. Right now, for example, I'm connected with you from Tallinn. I'm teleworking from Tallinn. I was in Brussels until beginning of July, and then I was granted this possibility to do a bit of teleworking. And actually, during the COVID crisis, the contact that we have had with Ukrainian interlocutors in Kiev has been even more tense, because this format of video conferencing, video meetings, has really enabled us to be very close to you. I mean, I know that you are now in Brussels, yes. but I think for us who work usually regularly in Brussels, it has really been great to be almost in a daily contact with different Ukrainian interlocutors. I work more on issues related to digital, e-government, media, strategic communication, countering disinformation. So in those areas, very much contact, but I know that the colleagues working on other areas, it has been the same. And our acting head of support group for Ukraine and Deputy Director General for DG NIR has also, I think, almost on a weekly basis in contact with somebody from Ukraine, participating in some event related to Ukraine. So I think our engagement it goes much beyond this 190 million or macro financial assistance. We are really very closely working together with you.
Thank you very much.